A very warm welcome to my dear students. Today, a topic is University Education Commission 1948-49. It was the first education commission of independent India. In post-independence period, great changes took place in political and economic spheres and also in academic spheres. The University Education Commission made a number of significant recommendations on various aspects of higher education. The University Education Commission was appointed under the chairmanship of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. The then Minister of Education, Abdul Kalam Azad, inaugurated this commission on December 1948 and gave it the necessary directions. The members of the commission showed great interest in their work. They visited various universities in the country and studied their various problems deeply. The commission interviewed a number of university teachers and students for understanding their problems. The commission prepared a questionnaire and sent it to interested persons for adapting the suggestions for reform of university education. The Commission submitted its report in August 1949. The report was submitted in two volumes. The first volume contains the recommendations, and the second volume contains the background data and statistics. The reason behind the appointment of the Commission. The Commission was required to study the problems of university education in the country and to suggest measures for its reform, keeping in view the needs and aspirations of the people. In the words of the Commission, it was to report on Indian university education and suggest improvements and extensions that may be desirable to suit present and future requirements of the country. The commission was appointed under the chairmanship of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, a distinguished scholar, former Vice Chancellor of Banaras Hindu University, Professor of Eastern Religious and Ethics at the University of Oxford, second President of India. Experts from USA and UK were invited to serve on this commission. A number of educationists of the country were also made its members. The commission was appointed through a resolution of the Central Ministry of Education on November 4th, 1948. In all, there were 10 members of the commission: Dr. Tarachand, Sir James F. Duff, Dr. Zakir Hussain, Dr. Arthur E. Morgan, Dr. A. Lakshminaswamy Mudaliar, Dr. Meghnad Saha, Dr. Karm Narayan Bhal, Dr. John J. Tigert, Shri Nirmal Kumar Siddhant. Recommendations of University Education Commission. The Commission submitted its report within a year. It gave recommendations on various aspects of university education. Further, we will study these recommendations in detail. Let's have a look on the major recommendations of University Education Commission. These recommendations were related to university administration, aims of university education, teaching standards, teaching and research, curriculum, professional education, women education, religious education, medium of instruction, and examination system. Administration of universities. The Commission provided the following recommendations for reforming the university administration. The university education should be brought under the concurrent list of the states. The central government should have only limited powers on universities. It may have a say only in the determination of administrative policy, giving grants and facilities and guidance for national education. The University Grant Commission should be organized, and for its help, a number of committees should be appointed. This commission should be made responsible for assigning grants to various universities in the country. A degree college should be recognized only if it fulfills all the conditions. A good managing committee should be considered necessary for a degree college. All degree colleges should be merged into various universities of that area concerned, and new universities to be established in rural areas. And the following officers should be accepted as necessary for each university: the visitor, the chancellor, the vice chancellor, syndicate, faculty, academic council, senate, board of studies, selection committee, and finance committee. The University Education Commission 1948-49 laid down great recommendations, many suggestions with respect to the aims of university education. The aim of university education should be to produce able citizens who can take up national responsibilities successfully in various fields. It is the duty of the university to preserve and develop the culture and civilization of the land, to generate new ideas, making new discoveries and inventions, to educate the mind and soul of the students, to create consciousness in students for protecting the directive principles laid down in the Indian Constitution, to instill moral values in students while making them well disciplined, to develop the spirit of universal brotherhood and internationalism in students. Teaching standards in the light of the Commission. The Commission has attached great importance to high teaching standards, and so the Commission urged that the standards of teaching and examination should be so raised that our students may be equal to their counterparts anywhere in the world. With respect to these standards, the following are the suggestions. Only the intermediate passed students should be admitted to universities. A good number of intermediate colleges should be opened in every state. If intermediate classes are attached to universities at some places, they should be shifted on separate premises. A degree college should have at least 180 working days in a year. No book should be regarded as a textbook, and in no course textbook should be prescribed. It implies that at degree level we should use only reference books. A minimum percentage of attendance at lectures should be fixed for students. Provision for good libraries and well-equipped science laboratories should be there to ensure good teaching standards at university level. Recommendation of the University Education Commission with respect to teaching and research. The Commission has given the following suggestions in this regard. A close relationship should be maintained between the teachers and the research scholars. Admission to postgraduate classes should be governed by an all India examination. PhD scholars should be chosen on all India basis. The duration of research for PhD should be at least 2 years. PhD scholars producing good research work should be given opportunities for further studies. The D.Litt and DSc degree should be awarded only on original works. The Education Ministry should grant stipends to those D.Litt and DSc degree holders who have evinced capacities of high order of research. No partiality should be made in the selection of such degree holders. Universities should be given adequate financial assistance to carry on their research work. Commission has given the following recommendation for reorganizing the university curriculum. Knowledge should be considered as one whole. The courses of studies are only means of composite knowledge, and they should not be considered as an end. Hence, while drawing up the courses of study, the connection and link between varying aspects must not be missed. In other words, knowledge should be cultivated in its entirety. There should be a connecting bond between the general, intellectual, and vocational education. The courses of studies for universities and intermediate colleges should be reorganized on the above principles. The relation between the general and specialized education should be defined in the context of the relevance to individual, social, and professional benefit to the student. With respect to professional education, the Commission gave the following suggestion for higher education, education in trade and commerce. The Commission suggested that commerce students should be given practical instructions in institutions of trade and commerce for 3 or 4 years. Their education should not be bookish. For teachers' training, it suggested that greater attention should be paid on practical experiences and less on theory. According to the Commission, the curriculum should be reorganized in a more useful manner. Teachers of training colleges should have enough teaching experiences in a school. High degree of education should be given to those students who have already taught for a number of years. Teachers of training colleges should do original researches in the field of education. Engineering and technology education. The Commission suggested that the institutions imparting education in engineering and technology should be nationalized. They should not be allowed to be a property of some person. More colleges should be opened in the country. Curriculum of these institutions should be diversified according to the needs of the country. Provision should be made for higher researches in such institutions. Greater importance should be attached to the acquisition of practical skills and knowledge in these institutions. Provisions should be made in institutions for special researches for a high order in the field of technology. Education in medicine. The Commission suggested that researches should be made in the Ayurvedic and Unani systems of medicine and they should be developed. Greater importance should be attached to preventive methods and nursing. Not more than 190 students should be admitted to a medical college within a year and not more than 10 patients should be kept under a student. Institutions for postgraduate medical education should be well equipped with tools, medicines, and experienced teachers. Special training should be given to students for treating patients in rural areas. With respect to the nature of education for women, the Commission provided the following recommendations. Women education should be similar to that of men in certain aspects, but it should be different also in some other aspects, looking at their nature of duties and their responsibilities at home. They should be taught domestic science, informed about their rights and duties. The Commission suggested that at the same time, the women should be informed about their rights and duties too, and greater facilities for promoting women education should be given. With regard to religious education, the Commission gave the following suggestions. Instructions should begin with self-meditation. The Commission suggested that instructions in each institution should begin with self-meditation. Biographies of great religious leaders of various religions should be taught to the first year students of the graduate classes. In these Leaders like Swami Dayanand, Shankaracharya, Buddha, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, etc. must be included. Essentials of all religions should be taught to the second year students of the graduate course. The third year students should be taught the essentials of philosophies and problems of religions. The Commission studied the difficulties related to the medium of instructions in educational institutions and gave the following suggestions in this regard. Excepting Sanskrit, all other Indian languages should replace English as the medium of instruction at the earliest. Students should be taught national language along with English and regional language. A committee of scholars of all the regional languages should be formed for reconstructing technical terms in science. Teaching of English should be continued. Facilities for teaching national languages in university degree colleges and higher secondary schools should be provided. The Commission wanted to improve the standards of university education, so it suggested improvement for examination system. In this respect, the following are the suggestions: that a committee of experts should be appointed for suggesting reforms in the existing examination system. An examination board of 3 members should be constituted in each university to suggest reform in the curriculum, to guide teachers of degree colleges and universities for constructing objective tests, etc. Beside these, there were certain other types of recommendations, like for any government service, a university degree should not be considered as essential. 1/3 of maximum marks should be allotted to sessional works. For the 3 years degree course, a number of examinations should be held from time to time. Only one examination for obtaining a degree is not enough. Only such teachers should be appointed as examiners who have at least 5 years teaching experience, and examination standards should be the same for all universities. The standards should be raised at least 70% for the first division, 55% for second division, and 40% for third division should be fixed. So these were the major recommendations of the University Education Commission. This presentation has a limitation that it was not able to cover all the recommendations, all the suggestions of the commission, but it had tried, but I have tried to cover most of them. Thank you and keep learning.